Okay, so tell me your name.
Dan Bukowski.
And you serve on a board.
I'm on the president's board, and I used to be the treasurer on the actual board for the Ulick Children's Home.
Yeah, tell me about the children's home.
It's now called UCAN for Ulick Children's Advocacy Network, and it's a home that's been around since the Civil War. It's got a number of different programs. One of which is a residential program that has somewhere between usually 65 to 70 kids. These are all inner city at-risk children in Chicago. But a couple of the other programs we have is foster parenting, where we actually train the foster parents. It's called a professional foster parents program. And then they will usually host 2 or 3 children. That could be actually then be their full-time job for the amount of money they make from that. And then another thing we have is something called independent living. It's for children who are living by themselves. They have to be 15, 16 or above, and then we help them get an apartment, stay in school, maybe get some part-time work, whatever. And then this is something that they can stay in the program till they're like 21 or 23, since a lot of the state funding, as you know, cuts off at age 18. But we try to keep them in beyond that to just give them some real life skills.
Right. So you actually have 15 and 16-year-olds who are living independently?
I don't know if it's 15, but probably 16.
Yeah.
I know there are some kids in high school. I don't know if it starts at 15, but
I know that one of my interviewees in Missouri it got herself emancipated from the state at 16, so it's highly likely that the 16-year-old would be.
yeah, I think it's 16. But then we have about 500 clients. So we've got, you said, like somewhere between 60 to 70 in the residential. Then you'll have 200 to 300 in the foster parenting, and then another 100 or 200 in independent living generally.
So if you guys weren't around, these kids at 18 would be on the streets, doing,
And generally, realistically, generally it's prison's the end game then.
Yeah. What do these kids? What is the greatest need that these kids have?
Well, so many of these kids are so street smart and mentally tough. I think it's just to know that there's someone that cares about them and loves them. They've never really, they've been bounced around. By the time they get to us, many of these children have been bounced around from foster home to foster home, so they've never had any kind of permanency in their life.
Right. And that's what they need.
Some permanency, some stability, and I think just knowing that someone cares for them.
Yeah. Can one person make a difference?
Yeah. Yes, one person can make a great difference, but the children, a lot of times these children, like I said, they've been bounced from home to home, so you run up with a lot of disappointment until you get to that one that really does have, that you do make a difference.
Yeah. Can you think of a specific success story?
Oh yeah, there's one particular gentleman who gave his story, and he was in a home with all his siblings, and they were cousins, everyone all living in one place, and the mom was off doing drugs or what have you, and eventually they all got taken by the state, and he chose to come into our program, and he now is just a successful businessman. He drives a delivery truck. His siblings are in and out of incarceration.
Right. And what do you think made the difference for him?
Having the structure, getting a place where he had, I think after a while he was able to realize that there were people here that cared about him, but just having the structure where there is a program, you're expected to go to school, you're expected to do this, you're expected to do that, as opposed to just kind of having your own way and manipulating things as time goes on.
Right. Right. The Orange Duffel Bag Foundation, when the kids go through their program, they give them an orange duffel bag with a Mac computer, a cell phone, socks, toothbrush, toothpaste. What four or five things would you put in an orange duffel bag for a kid aging out of foster care?
The first one is a phone number of someone to call. I think that's probably the first, second, and third. It'd be just a phone number, someone to call, that they know that there's somebody there that they know is on the other side of that other end of that phone line and is willing to talk to them, to give them advice, whatever.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, I think a lot of this is just life skills then too, making sure these kids go, go to school, learn how to present themselves, learn how to be articulate, learn how to dress. Is for the ones that do stay on course, the ones that do stay in the programs, that do stay in school. There's a lot of money there for these guys, for scholarships, for what have you. That really, there's a lot of people out there that want to help them, but they have to show that they're deserving of it, that they have taken those steps to make the difference that they're committed to.
Can you tell me about a specific program, a scholarship program that you know about?
Well, we were talking before about some of the scholarships that, like for instance, the University of Chicago gives 4 complete free rides every year to children coming out of Chicago public schools. I mean, I think there are programs like that most of the universities in the state of Illinois have for a lot of these at-risk youth.